After another XG disaster class against Nottingham Forest, here we are again with another chance for you, Thomas Frank, to redeem yourself against Liverpool, who some people would say are out of form. Liverpool, who spent a lot of money but are not playing well. Liverpool in turmoil, who I do understand are still Liverpool, but with the stats that we are currently showing as Tottenham Hotspur, and let me read them out to you. Third in XG over performance, 75th in XG difference per 90, and this is across the 96 teams in the top 5 leagues. Yes, I'm saying this, Danny Kyriakis, so that you can hear it. 87th in XG created per 90 out of 96 teams in the top 5 leagues, top flights, including Granada, including Cremonese, including Como, including Hoffenheim, including every single team that I can't even mention to remember. 53rd in XG conceded per 90, 88th in SCA per 90, 84th in shots per 90, 45th in progressive passes, 38th in touches in the opposition's penalty area. This is the Thomas Frank that we've got at Spurs. Fans, wake up and smell the coffee. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Designated Hotspur. And it's your boy here, Money. Listen, as you know, what I keep doing and keep providing you guys is new settings and new backgrounds. As you can see, I'm in my hotel. I'm on a holiday. By the time you probably watch this, I would be back, or I'll be on the plane back, or I'll be nearly back. One of it. But as per, please smash the likes, subscribe, share, comment, let this thing go out and let this thing just marinate through other people's streams so that they can also share, subscribe, and like. But guys, oh my goodness, it feels like as Spurs we take one step forward and then we take 5 back. One step forward and take 5 back. I genuinely thought that after watching us against Brentford, where we played some attacking football, and a lot of people said Brentford were just poor, and I said, well, we made them look bad as well. Let's give ourselves and Frank a little bit of credit, and Slavia Prague, showing attacking football, Xavi Simons being unlocked. I thought, yes, this is it. This is the Thomas Frank that we've been calling for. And then comes us against Forest. After my preview, where I called out Wolfie, I, galvanized the team for us to push Forest into the bottom 3. What happens? Thomas Frank and his team go out there and disgrace all of us. Yes, they disgrace all of us. As per usual, with a 0.3 XG against not a 17th place. At the time, I think it was 18th even. Place Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest that have been losing game after game after game. Nottingham Forest, who even though they had a little bit of a positive reaction with Sean Dyche coming in, had lost 3-0 away at Everton. Guys, come on. Come on, they had 1.97 xg, and thank goodness I didn't even watch the game, to be completely honest. I watched extended highlights and match of the day to understand what the hell happened, because I wasn't watching that back. I wasn't watching that back. I was on my flight. I was en route to my holiday, and I was thinking, I ain't doing this. This team is, oh my Lord. And I saw some of the goals, and I was thinking, especially the first goal, which is what seems to happen a lot to us, right? Concede the first goal, heads drop, shoulders drop, momentum drops, and you can see that we're not coming back, right? And I saw a lot of people blame Vicario for the first goal, and I understand why they're blaming him, because obviously Vicario should understand that that Gray asking for the ball is still a young player, should understand that Gray had his back to everyone else, so Vicario could see who was around him. But let's be honest here. That I see those passes being made in the Premier League, in the top flight, 2,000 times a month. I see them being made all the time. Gray is the one that has been chosen by Thomas Frank to start. So if you're starting, you should be good enough. And to take a touch in that position where you did not need to do that, all you had to do was just lay it to Romero, kick it out, whatever you want to do, but don't take a touch. So I'm sorry, but you have to put the blame firmly on the youngster, because you need to learn. You need to learn in that position as a 6. Calling for the ball, release it on your first touch. This is not Premier League 2. This is not under 18s. Wake up, Gray. Come on. And yeah, guys, it was just a shambles. It was shambolic. Again, no patterns of play out of pressure. No patterns of play in the attack. Midfield looked ragged. Like, I'm being told, but we ain't got the players that Nottingham Forest have got. Oh, we ain't got Sangari. If we had Sangari and Hutchinson and Hudson-Odoi, best believe our fan base will be telling us that these same players are not good enough. So I'm not having it. Like, I'm hearing Danny Kyriakos on his, tour of YouTube channels, on a rampage of YouTube channels, to tell everybody that we ain't got the players. Lubo, in his agenda-driven escapade, saying to people, we are marginally better than Fulham. Guys, give yourself a wobble. And to be completely honest with Danny, I have to give it to him. He is actually being consistent from the perspective, from what I have heard anyway. He's being consistent because apparently when Ange had the same players, and was having to field your Gray and your Fraser Forster and Dragoshin, apparently Danny was complaining about the quality of the players as well. So I have to give that to him. But Lubo, Mr. Tottenham, I absolutely love Lubo because his passion and endearment is an embodiment of Spurs. But he is very deluded. And I'll keep saying this. He is the one, and I verbatim repeat and I quote. He said, all these players need is a coach. That's what he said last season. But all of a sudden, they don't need a coach anymore. We need 15 more players. If we need 15 more players to get our team into a good position, then I'm sorry to say, and I'm sorry to break it to you, that the Ange was not the problem then last year. If Thomas Frank needs 15 more players to get us playing better, after spending on Xavi, after spending on Paulinho, after spending, I know it's a loan, but still, we're still paying for a loan fee, and he's still playing for us. After spending on Kudus and after spending on Muani, if he still needs 15 more players, then I'm sorry to break it to you, Ange was not the problem last season. But we know that's not the case. We know that Ange was not adaptable. We know that Ange was too set in his ways. We know that Ange didn't want a set piece coach. And he did have the players to not finish 17th. He did have the players not to finish mid-table. And that applies to Frank. Frank, I understand, over the course of a season, the players haven't got the quality to finish top 4 or even challenge. Even though, to be fair, top 4 is absolutely a shambles at the moment and nobody wants it. But let's give him the benefit of the doubt. He hasn't got the players to finish top 4. But I cannot for the life of me hear or understand or get on board with anybody who tells me that Frank cannot get these players to not finish 88th in pass progression or whatever the stats that I mentioned were. Wake up, Spurs fans. Wake up, some of you, and stop being deluded. Stop this agenda-driven narrative. It is okay to call the manager out for the way we are performing and at the same time say, I want to give him time. It's okay. If you want to give the manager time, you don't have to act like you're blind. You don't have to act like Stevie Wonder. I'm sorry. Wake up. Wake up, Spurs fans. So that loss against Forest, where does that leave us on the table, guys? That leaves us 11th. It leaves us 11th on the table on 22 points. Guys, 16th, which is Nottingham Forest, is on 18 points. So we're 4 points off 16th and 7 points off 18th. And we've got Liverpool coming. We've got Palace after. Guys, we could be in trouble. We could be in trouble here. But previewing the Liverpool game, which is what we're here for. Liverpool themselves have not been in great form. I was actually looking. Let me just power up my computer. Because I was looking at the form. And the home form, from what I can see, they've played 8 at home. They've won 5, drawn 1, and lost 2. And away from home, they've played 8 as well. Won 3, drawn 1, lost 4. So their away form is not good. Is not good at all. But one of their worst and bad away form is being countered now by our home form, which is absolutely horrendous itself. And I fear for us, guys. I fear for us. So, from the perspective of Arne Slot and Thomas Frank are both managers under so much pressure. Arne Slot won the league last season. He actually walked the league thanks to bottle job Arteta not being able to get his players to anywhere near challenging for the title. And since he won the league last season, he let Trent go, signed on Van Dijk on a longer term contract, increased the wages of Mo Salah on a longer term contract, and spent £500 million to bolster this team. This Liverpool team was supposed to be the team that we're ushering into a new era of domination. As Deji will say, domination in the location. And that hasn't happened. That hasn't happened. The players that they've brought in have been absolutely abysmal. Alexander Isak has been shocking, to say the least, and I'm being dead polite. Florian Wirtz have been, if I'm having a go at Xavi, I don't know what to say about Florian Wirtz, considering the fact that he cost 126 million. Was it 126 or 116 million? One of it. He is an absolute shambles. Frimpong, I don't even know where he is. Has he been taken into the penitentiary? I have zero clue where that guy is. Kirkes looks like a deer in the headlights every single time he plays. It's an absolute shambles. The only player that they've brought in that is actually doing very, very well is Hugo Ekitike. Like absolute quality. Why we didn't try and go in for him at the start of the transfer window, I don't even know, to be completely honest. We ended up getting Mwani on loan, and I'm thinking you could have just got TK, and he could have been the long-term striker replacement for Kane that maybe we were looking for, because he looks really good. He looks techie, holds on to the ball, is always in the right place to slot the ball in. Pardon my pant. So, yeah, they're a team in turmoil. And then add to all of that is Mo Salah and his presser. Not presser, it was more of an interview that he gave in the walking concourse, or whatever you want to call it, where he literally came out with an absolute bomber of an interview, practically blaming someone higher up at the club that nobody knows about, saying that someone wants to throw him under the bus. So he got left out of the Inter Milan game, and that interview was just after the dagger that Leeds inflicted on them in the last minute, where they equalised and made the game 3-3. So he was left out of the Inter game where they won 1-0, and he was brought back in the Brighton game that they won 2-0. So this is a team, guys, who is in turmoil. Yes, it's Liverpool, but they're in turmoil. So what my team has to do is to show some guts, show some cojones, show some passion, show show us something. Show the same passion that the fans have when they're trying to defend Thomas Frank. Choo blood. Please show us something. The fan base can stomach a defeat if you show us that you can actually play some football. Is this team going to show us anything? I have to say, guys, I don't think so. I have to be honest. I struggle with Thomas Frank. I really struggle, and he is very, very fortunate that there are no outstanding and glaringly obvious candidates out there, because I would have been calling for his head as well. I don't blame Deji. I don't blame Duroc Diaries, George. I don't blame Danny. I don't blame all these YouTubers. I don't blame Stel when they're saying that this guy is not the guy. Because even if I want him to stay purely for the sake of us not knowing whether there is an adequate replacement, I can't see it with this guy, guys. I can't see it. He's had 4 months to show us some patterns of play, and we're seeing nothing. Nada. Zilch. Nothing, guys. He is not giving us anything. What is to say that we're going to be considerably better when Kulu and Solanke come in? I think we will get better if they come in, yes. But I don't think we'll get anywhere near what people think that we're going to do. Because this manager, and I keep saying it, this manager is a manager that has made his name in transition. Yeah, last season, they had, I think, the 4th highest goal scorers in the league. All in transition and in corner kicks and in long throws. For fans who think we're going to get to a point where we are going to be playing this free-flowing football, dominating possession and playing in the opposition half, suffocating the opposition and going at them and creating chances galore, I don't see it. I don't see it because it doesn't look like Frank is the guy. And I know people hate it when we mention Ange, but at least with Ange, we could see what he wanted to do. You could see what he wanted to do, and you could make an opinion, formulate an opinion based on that. So you could see it and think, I don't like it. It's too gung-ho. It's suicidal. But you could identify the style of play that he wanted to do. With Frank, I have zero clue what the style of play he wants to implement is. Zero. And that is a big red flag. Huge, massive. I don't know what he's looking to do, guys. So I'm sorry when I say I don't think he's the one. So the club have to be smart. They've come out obviously and said that they're going to back him, right? But they need to be smart in this transfer window. Bring in players not for the manager. Bring in players that are quality for the club. E.g., Semenyo. If you go out and get a Semenyo, it doesn't matter who the manager is come next summer. Whoever the manager is will be able to play with Semenyo. Same with Kudus, same with Xavi. So be wise. Be wise. And I'm talking to you, Paratici. I'm talking to you, Lange. I'm talking to you, Vinay. I'm talking to all of you. Be smart. Because long term, this guy, I don't think is the one. He has a lot to do to change my mind, and he has a lot to do to change the minds of others. So the game coming up on Saturday, hopefully this is the start. Show us something, Thomas Frank. Because if you get battered again, like you did against Arsenal, even though you had 11 men behind the ball, your days are numbered. So guys, as per usual, please continue to like, continue to watch my videos. Thank you so much if you got to this point of the video, and apologies that it's a rant because I am getting to the end of my tether when it comes to this guy. Genuinely, I'm getting to the end of my tether when it comes to this guy, and I'm starting to believe others when they start saying this guy's not charismatic enough. He's not a leader of men. He's a leader when he's bringing in a player like Mbeumo that no one knew, that are looking at Frank like, oh my God, you're giving me this great opportunity and I'm going to fight for you and I'm going to die for you. Yes. But when he is coming into a team that have won a European trophy, yes, with high egos, a team that have spent the last 24 months listening to Ange, the philosopher, Ange, the inspirational speaker, Ange, the motivational speaker, to a Danish, proper tactical mastermind, but that might not inspire in the way Ange used to, then it becomes a problem. So I'm really struggling. I'm really struggling to see it. So hopefully I'll be pleasantly surprised, guys. But as I said, guys, thank you so much for getting, I'm starting to rumble and go on for absolutely no reason. So thank you so much for getting up to this point. Smash the like, subscribe, and hopefully this team puts in a performance that we're going to be proud of. So as per usual, come on, you Spurs.